Hey there friends, Slippery Slope here. This is Java tutorial number 18, and we are dealing with nested if statements. Now, how does a nested if statement deal with an if statement? Well, a nested if statement is actually an if statement within an if statement. Now, let's start off by having our program here, and you should by now know that we start off with public class Mr. Dumble, or however you want to call it. And then we have our public static void main. And in future tutorials, I'm going to go over what public static void mean. And we already went over what main is about. We know what a string is, and I'll tell you guys what this is all about too. But in the short term, we're worrying about nested if statements. And in order to give you guys some examples, or one example should suffice. I think it's suffice. I took some philosophy classes, and the guy said suffice, but whatevs. Double grade equals 89.5. Do you have to put in grade? No. You could call your variable something else. Do you have to operate on this system, or even call it a double? By operate on the system, do I mean you need to operate from a 0 to 100 grade thingy? Though some schools offer more than 100. Well, no, you don't. But you do want to add the semicolon. You do want a data type, a variable type, an assignment operator, and a value. Kind of spiffy, eh? Well, let's start off by making our regular old if statement. If grade is greater than or equal to, and you don't have to do greater than or equal to, you could just say greater or whatever, but to be more accurate, we're going to do greater than or equal to 90. We will system.out.println, or print, however you want to do it. You're an A student! Exclamation mark. That is a big deal. Deserves an exclamation mark. Well, what are the odds that this person is an A student? Well, we already know that they're not. Very close, though. Jeez Louise. Well, we need an else part, right? Either that or nothing happens, and that's just silly, because remember, else's in general are optional, but system.out.println, not quite perfect. Now, is a 90 perfect? Nah, but you know what? Na's something special enough, so let's let them have their heyday. Let's run this. See what happens? Not quite perfect. Plain and simple example. Did I say example? I said example. Of an if statement and an else. Now, what a nested if is if we have another if inside of this grand ol' big if. And let's say if grade is greater than or equal to 80, system.out.println, you're a B student, and there ain't no shame in that. Semicolon. And let's tack on another else. Else. Remember those tabs, they help make your program look pretty. I mean, if we wanted to, we could put a lot of stuff on just one line and go, hey, there we go. Java and its white space and sensitivity and all that nonsense. But white space and sensitive, meaning that you could have a bunch of that, and Java will just go, oh, okay, whatever. But, yeah. System.out.println, I hope you didn't fail. And if you did fail, there's more to life than failing a class, but you want to do well. So, there we go. Though we need to close off our stuff, that would be fantastic. If your squiggly brackets aren't proper, you're going to get all sorts of error messages and stuff. And so that's the thing. It's like, gosh, I don't know how many times people just spend minute after minute trying to figure out how to do the squiggly brackets properly. If you line them up, like, you know, our classes, our class, or open class, or end class, class body, that is, our open method body, our end method body, if you just line these things up properly, then you're going to do a heck of a lot better than someone who just spends hour after hour the night before the assignment trying to figure out where these things go. Could I do this perfectly? Differently, rather? That's even better. I mean, that's pretty much perfect. They're lined up, you know, this, if, and else. Those are lined up great. These are lined up great. All in a straight line, all in a row, or a column, rather. Anyways, moving on. Let's run this. And we get two pieces of output. Not quite perfect, and you're a B student, and there ain't no shame in that. If you don't like this not quite perfect, and, you know, that's up to you, we could just get rid of that, run it again, and we just get, you're a B student, and there ain't no shame in that. Of course, you can switch the value of grade, run it again to a 59.5. Oh, a failure, but barely failing. I hope you didn't fail. Well, we could rewrite this so that if grade is less than or equal to 59.99999 or whatever, actually we could just say if grade is less than 60. We apologize, but you did get an F. Well, they didn't do their work. That's their fault. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and gals. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe, and thank you for all your support. Slippery Slip signing out. Peace.